Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the RFFA Vets podcast, week number 7, and football is back. There seems to be some light at the end of the tunnel, and perhaps, just perhaps, we might have the Navy in our sights after all, and be able to finish off the Vets Inter Services and hopefully secure the 2020 championship. So joining me on the call today are Ben Baker and David Ronnie Barker. Gents, how are we doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, very good, thank you.
So, Ben, you ready? As I was just saying to you, your haircut looks a bit severe. Where are you off to?
It's nowhere sunny. It's actually the Falklands, but I'm in sunny Shrivenham at the moment, isolating. Treat.
Just proud to serve.
Absolutely.
Ronnie, how are you doing, mate? You coping with lockdown okay?
Yeah, very well indeed. Trying to cope with an 11-year-old hyperactive son, doing my nutting, but a few greys appearing here in my lovely golden locks.
You need to speak to Langy. He's got a bulk order of back to black.
Oh, it's looking good. Yeah, I need to get some of that on.
Well, gents, hey, thanks ever so much for joining us. Taking an hour out of your time on a Sunday, especially for you, Ben, going into a war zone. Is it still a war zone in the Falklands? I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely sharp end.
Some tough games of volleyball on the go down there, is there?
Yeah, I've got to take wind direction into account.
Okay, so 2 of the quieter members of the family, although maybe a couple of dark horses, maybe. So we're going to call this episode Getting to Know You with Baker and Barker.
What a mouthful.
I tell you what, this doesn't come for free, this. I spend all day writing this. Okay, so let's find out a little bit more about you. So Ben, let's talk about you first, my friend. So where are you from? What do you do? And don't forget to speak slowly, because not everybody is from the Black Country, okay? This is
Yes,
for Mark
clearly not.
This is
Not
for Mark
everyone's
Rooney's.
blessed.
This is for Mark Rooney's benefit, okay?
Yeah, but Mark Rooney's is just general, any accent anyway. But yes, I will speak slowly. But yes, I'm from Wolverhampton, the wonderful Black Country. As you know, I'm a firefighter. Don't know if you've heard. Trade Group 8 or 7 now. Sorry.
Is that a trade?
And yeah, there's quite a few of us in the vets now. We are firefighters.
I know, taking over, mate. Taking over.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, and currently I'm at Shrivenham, as we mentioned, isolating, and I'm actually a cohort commander, believe it or not. So I'm in charge of 11 people, making sure they get to testing on time and stuff. Absolute treat. So that's me up to now, really.
You are living the dream, aren't you?
Really?
How long are you doing in the Falklands? Is it 4 month or 6 month?
4 months. And thankfully, my 4 months started as of Friday, so 2 weeks of it's in Shrivenham, so that's quite good.
Oh, that's not bad. Have you got to isolate when you get back, or is that up in the air at the moment, I suppose?
I don't know. You'll probably be following UK directive, I suppose, but I don't know about the coming back bit yet. So
enough about you anyway. That was fucking interesting. So let's get cracking with football. So from the Black Country, so your team is Wolverhampton as well?
Yes, absolutely.
So have you followed them all the time?
Yeah, all my life.
I've seen a picture of you and Steve Bull.
Yes. There was me and my youngster with him as well.
Quality. So is that like your wedding picture has just moved to one side and then it's that next to your bed?
Absolutely, yes. And the kids, Steve Bull is above those, 100%.
Looking forward to football getting going again?
Yeah, I am. It's been a bit strange because obviously you've got to fill the time, and I can't sort of chuck the kids out on a Saturday or Sunday anymore. I have actually got to give them attention. So yeah, it's just been a bit strange watching the German football without fans. It's been quite difficult in that sense.
No, is it? It's not right. It's not right. So what about you? What's kind of your footballing history? What have you? Where have you played? What have you done? What you won?
As far as winning, not really won masses. When I was younger, I played for Lucas Aerospace that was in the Express and Star League. Very young then. And then when I joined up, it took a couple of years for me to start getting into station football. As Marco said previously, it was very difficult for us with shift workers and things like that and getting a time off. It used to have to be, I had to pay people to play station football, believe it or not. Because, it was getting someone to cover. But I played for Benson pretty much over the 7 years I was there from start to finish. I had a couple of games at St Athan when I was there. And then I went to work in the AFCO at Brighton. Obviously, I wasn't attached to a unit then, so I managed and played for a men's Sunday league team, which was emotional down in Brighton. But so, and then obviously I came back to Norfolk.
Did you have to qualify it as being a men's team?
Yes. Rainbow armbands everywhere and all that sort of thing. Before it was cool. And then when I came back to Norfolk.
We're not judging, Ben. We're not judging. It's okay.
Yes, we are.
I know, I know, it's fine. It's always allowed now anyway, so we're all good.
Great stuff.
And then, I say I came back to Norfolk, and then that was when I got involved with the vets, which we'll probably cover in a bit.
Cool. You still playing station football, or you just don't get a chance now?
It's tough because we're getting people to cover me.
Yeah.
So it is purely covering and the shift pattern. But I have got a new job when I get back for the Falklands, so I won't be at a unit again that's got station football. So I might have to look at the civilian route again.
Cool. Okay, so Ronnie, you still serving?
I am still serving. Yes, indeed.
You got a proper trade, though, haven't you?
Well, it used to be a proper trade as an armourer, but now we're down to SUP 2. People are trying to get us to move away. They don't want us anymore. So anyone can do our job.
So whereabouts are you? What's your unit now?
Well, so currently I'm at Coningsby, 29 Squadron, which is the Typhoons, which is it's really enjoyable. It's back to running the desk. So it's hands-on with the boys, not literally hands-on with the boys, but Ben's eyes. So hands-on, basically telling the lads, what to do, crew escape systems, ejection seats, roll equipment being put on and off the aircraft, depending on what the aircrew want for that day. So continuous.
Does that get you to like op shader and stuff like that regularly, or is that not your squadron?
No, I'm on 29. We do the Falklands, so I'm off to the Falklands June next year. But 3 Squadron and 11, they do the shader ones. If I get an opportunity to go to shader, I'll go for it because it's a bit more interesting than going on to the Falklands for like the 3rd time. So
just need to schedule it in for the October bit, don't you? When we're there.
Exactly. That's it. But it's enjoyable and it's better than being on helicopters and that. So it's back to Lincoln near to my boys. So that's a bonus.
So what about your football? Fill us in a bit on your football history.
So I was a bit of a late starter, really. It was really just because there wasn't many teams around in the countryside where I lived. So it wasn't until I started getting to secondary school that started playing football, found a local team, got involved with them. And then within a season, 2 seasons, got selected to play for the county and district. Then you started getting noticed by other people. So I ended up playing with Taunton for a season or 2 when I was getting older. But then I decided to leave and join the RAF. And it wasn't until I got to Marham that there was actually a fireman, Mark Armand, who used to be on the team there, that he said about, have you ever tried the development team? So the RAF, it was the under 25s at the time.
Yeah.
So from about 97 to about 2000, I started playing, with the development team under the guidance, Keith Christie and Mickey Burns, which was absolute quality.
It's no bad way to start that, mate.
No, you learn so much. So from there, just played normal station, And then from there, we just go I'm a bit of an armourer whore, really. I've been do about 2-3 years in the place. Now I'm moving on because I'll get bored. So from that, it's like, just go and playing the local football. And that's really my to-dos with it.
Gosh, not to be knocked, mate. Not to be knocked.
No.
So, because you are armourer whore, as you quite eloquently put it, I know you get up to quite a bit of stuff away from football as well. So what kind of floats your boat literally away from football?
Floats me boat. Well, it's like with my son, I've got I coach his football team, so he plays for like under 11s at the moment. However, it's stopped. But coaching with them. If I'm not coaching, it's going off doing a bit of surfing or snowboarding. Really trying to dump the lad off of it is the indoors and that. And then
where'd you go snowboarding in Lincoln?
Anywhere you got a hill. Not many hills in Lincoln. That's it. In sometimes I like to go snowboarding. Milton Keynes or Castleford. I got makeshift slope in the garden. Just hair down there every now and then.
What about you, Ben? What keeps you busy away? Obviously the kids.
Yeah, it is mainly the kids, really. I am looking to start playing golf again because as we get older, we like playing with smaller balls, don't we? So something I want to take up again.
Ben, can I just stop you there? Perhaps now is an opportune time for you to talk us through your first tee shot at Aphrodite Hills.
No.
No comment.
No.
Ronnie, I'll ask you. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
2.
Oh, well, yeah, that's how far it went off the first tee. Luckily, there wasn't anyone watching, and nobody was watching.
Nobody was watching.
So, will your new job allow you to play golf as well? Will it give you a bit more time?
I don't know, because it's Monday to Friday, so hopefully it will. Maybe the summertime and whatever. So yeah, we'll wait and see with it. But again, when I go home, because it'll be more difficult just being home at the weekends, so I probably will have to look after the kids and do daddy stuff, I suppose. Now
we're releasing from lockdown. Golf's good to play because there's only in 2 balls. And you round in like 2.5 hours. It's fantastic. My missus still thinks that it lasts 6 hours though. So how did you both find out about the vets then? How did you come to find out about them? Ben?
It was actually a somber thing because we lost one of our firefighters, Jace Francis, in Australia. He had a tragic accident. And it was actually Wilkie who got in touch with me because we both knew him from Benson. He was a class footballer and just a proper top boy as well. And it was during that when we were discussing, and he said about the vets, and he said if you thought about playing, and I was like no, because I thought it was where you had to be representative, and that was the way you got in. And he said no, and then he gave me the gaffer's number, spoke to him. And then basically come along from there. Because, yeah, Wilkie's known me for years. I've played for with his lads at Benson and for the Benson Saturday team. So he knew, how I played and things like that. So, yeah, he asked me to come down and, it went from there.
Lovely. So a test for you then. When was your debut and who was it against?
My actual debut was the Navy last year, but I didn't come on because there were 6,000 people. Yeah.
That's because it was a midweek and it was time off.
Absolutely. So my first game was actually the last game of the season against Royal Wootton Bassett, which was, the exhibition one really that we did class as a 3-3 draw, I think it was.
So my stato, Jimbo, spot on, Jim. You got it right. Well done, mate. Ronnie, how did you find out about the vets?
Mine was back I think it's 2016 when I was at Bryce, and it was playing football with Stonesy and some of the older boys. So at Bryce, they had like about 17 teams anyway. But like we played for the seconds, and Stonesy in goal. There was a couple of others. We had, combined age of about 200 at the back. And so we thought, and you mentioned about the vets. A couple of other lads I've heard talking about the vets. And like Scotty Taylor, like Runas, and some of the other lads that I used to play with, all belonged to it. And I thought, right. So I found out when I got to Benson, I also spoke to Wilkie, and Wilkie puts you in touch with who to speak to. And I'm pretty sure it's really about 2017. I really got involved, got Matty a quick chat, and just said, look, come down, see what it's all about.
Come on then. This is going to be harder for you,
I was racking my brains early on, my very small brain that it is.
Being an armourer.
Being an armourer. I'm pretty sure it was the Army Inter-Services. I think it's at Aldershot I think it was 2017. No.
Apparently not.
My first debut.
Yeah.
Oh, debut.
How many more did you get? Your second, third,
that's the first time.
debut.
The first time I went to a meet. And that was like Ben said. I went to the Aldershot game, and there was about 10,000 people turn up in a little shack to change. I'm pretty sure mine was, again, Wootton Bassett, maybe 2017, probably the last game of the season. Well, I played there, I think.
I've got a caller. Jimmy Sheehan's calling in to protest. He thinks it's man of vets.
No, right, man of vets. I went down to the game, but I couldn't play because I had a hamstring. Good old hamstring went again. But I went down to the game to support, because it was down at their ground. I went down to support. I was like the water boy.
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I definitely didn't put my boots on for that. I think I tried to train, but I thought, can hardly run. Can hardly run now. So
that was a good one to watch while they passed it round us as well.
Oh yeah. There was a whole 90 minutes of having your pants pulled down. It was class, pure class.
Good. They were really good. It was. Did you both come to the one that we had at St George's Park versus them?
Yes.
That was a great game, wasn't it? That was probably the best game I played in as a vet. Yeah. Okay, so linking into that and inspired by Dave Arscott's story of his best ever game playing at centre back that they lost 3-0.
When was that?
I know. It's brilliant. What you class as your best performance, Ron? Come on, let's blow your own trumpet.
Right, blow my own trumpet. I'm going to say, I think it was early on this season against Wales when I think me and Ben played, we put us against that Welsh flyer. And it was literally 90 minutes of just running around chasing my ass with that player, and he went and went and went. I think the game ended in a 1-1, but it was just the fact that I think it wasn't just best performance, but it was everyone that game dug deep, and it was just an absolute fantastic performance throughout. I think it made my performance a little bit better having the players around that, everyone, stood up, steps up, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And you, Ben? Same?
My best game was probably this season, and it was against Essex over 40s, I think. It was the day after Dave Arscott's worst game. And the reason for me was, again, I was playing at fullback. I don't know if the gaffer would I was a centre half, but I keep trying to tell him. But I was playing right back. We were 2-0 down at half time, and we ended up winning 3-2. We were very short on the pitch. Very limited manpower wise. But I actually got 2 assists that I'm claiming. Dougie Cool got a belly goal, I think it was. My pinpoint pass to his belly, back post.
This must be within a 10-yard radius of pinpoint.
That was my best game today.
Lovely. And more interestingly, this is more interesting to me anyway, just from a comedy angle. Tell me about your stinker.
Ooh, mine first.
Well, yeah, go on, mate. You break the ice.
It's going to have to be the one we should never speak of again in Wales. first half, I don't think I could pass the ball 5 yards, to be honest. I remember looking at Pomo and went to pass it to him, and I didn't make a 5-yard pass, and he looked at me as though he wanted to chop my head off. And I thought he was going to when he come into the changing room at half time. And deservedly so, to be fair. So, yeah, that's definitely the worst game by a country mile.
Luckily, the gaffer beat him to it by booting bits of plastic at everyone.
We had the water bottles first and then the kit box. So
amazing.
Oh, it's just when it went wrong, it just kept on going worse and worse. Ronnie, were you in that one, or have you got a better stinker?
I think my stink. I haven't had many stinkers though, personally. I don't think.
Oh, hello, big time.
No, I think my stinker was. I'm pretty sure it was last season against Liverpool during the Liverpool boys. I think it's that weekend. I think 12 minutes into the game, even less than that, I went to pass it to Maka and I pulled my hamstring. How I pulled my hamstring passing, like popping the ball out. But just before that, I think the ball got passed to me. I went to control it. I megged myself, tripped up. And then it was like, I thought I got away with it until Gilly made it apparent at the end of the game. I thought, yeah, and then popped my hamstring. The last 12 minutes came off, and I thought, brilliant, that's it. I'm going to give up. Yeah.
Don't worry, mate. I have that feeling after about 5 minutes every week. I finally give in and give up. Best thing for me.
I'm sponsored by neoprene now, anyway. 100% neoprene all throughout.
Oh, you need to get in touch with the gaffer. He's got a special new knee bandage which goes from about shoulder height to all the way down. I mean, both of you have attended a fair few of the key events that we have. So like Inter-Services, Cyprus, the Wootton Bassett Games, those are kind of our major events. Obviously, there's a lot of things that the vets bring for everybody, but what do you see that you get out of the vets from a personal level? Kind of why? Because it is a commitment to come at weekends and things. So there must be something in it for you. What do you get out of it, Ronnie?
I think mine is I spend most of my weekends with my lads, so I sort of given up a little bit of weekend football unless the local teams need me. So that weekend is my weekend. It's my weekend for football to get away and just enjoy myself. And I think sometimes I have to bring my lad with me, and when I can take my lad to somewhere that he feels welcomed, he loves it. Going down to St George's Park, I think it was his first experience. And then, Rudy and the boys are taking him out, kicking the ball around while everyone does their team chat. Matty does his little team chat. He sat in the corner giggling because I've never heard so many swear words in my life. And then Josh is asking me afterwards, what does that mean? But I think it's just the whole structure as well. You're turning up to a game, you have like the pre-game chat, you meet all the boys, then you play a game, and then it's the after bit as well, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Brilliant. Ben?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest part is football, let's be honest, because that's what brings us together. So that's what I think, we've all got the most interest in. But certainly the rest of it, I mean, obviously Cyprus was my first Cyprus trip this year. And yeah, myself and Rooney kind of went out on the advanced party. And then, yeah, Rooney had a great idea when we got there a bit late in the evening that we'd have to catch up drinking. So, yeah, the first round was actually a bottle of beer, a pint of beer, a bottle of beer, a short, and a shot. But because we hadn't drank at all, we had to have 2 of each. And that was the first round. So yeah, that was my first night. And then obviously I decided to go and play golf with these guys at Aphrodite Hills. Dougie very kindly picked me up, but he had to stop a couple of times. And I do blame his driving.
That is shocking. His driving is shocking, by the way.
It made me sick. It did make me sick. It had nothing to do with the night before. And then obviously we've already discussed the first hole. It was definitely the effects of Dougie's driving that, impaired my ability to play golf.
That affected your own driving.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's things like that I didn't really know many people at that point. I certainly didn't know Rooney. And like I said, the first thing we did was went for a pint when we were at Bryce. So It's the friendships that you make, and it's also people that getting back in touch with Marco, for instance. I work with him, and then you lose touch, and then we speak to each other now, and it's quality. Dave Arscott, big Uncle Dave, and he's super duper Blazers. He's another one that we used to play together loads at Benson, and it's just quality meeting back up with them, and obviously the new characters as well. So for me, what it means is obviously the friendship side of it, and obviously playing at St George's. I mean, people pay for that sort of privilege a lot of money, and we pay a small amount each season to get that privilege. So yeah, it's just the whole setup to me is it's quality, and I'm it's sort of get a bit of pride in being part of it, to be honest.
These are the exact reasons. Sorry, you choking up there, Ron? You all right?
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Thanks, man. I love you.
Oh, man.
Seriously, these are the reasons that that the Vets was kind of formed. To reignite friendships from people that are haven't served together for ages, or just haven't seen each other. And even away from the football side. There's kind of 200 extra, or nearly 300 extra members on the group, that are able to stay in touch with people and kind of, recontact with guys that they served with long time ago. So yeah, it's great to hear those stories. So just moving on to like football in general. So obviously announcement was made that football will start again 17th of June. Do you give two flying about it, or are you? I'm a bit nonplussed. I've tried to have a look at that German football, and it just does. It's not right.
Well, I'm an Everton fan, so no football this season will be bonus, and plus we won't see Liverpool win the title, which will be an absolute belter. So, but I don't know. I've lost my love for watching football anyway. Like towards the back end of like when it was all going off, because the moaning, there's a lot, a lot of bits were brought into it that made me. I'd go to a pub and enjoy watching it. I don't mind watching it live, but sat watching it on TV, I've got better things to be doing. So it's neither here and there for me.
And you're middle of the table, kind of going nowhere, is it? Wolves.
Do I even need to grace that with a response? Everyone likes Wolves at the minute. It's quite nice because we're playing good football. We've got, I think, a really good side and a good setup. So I'm quite proud at the moment because everyone's like, yeah, I quite like Wolves, which is a first. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I've tried to watch the German football and stuff like that, and I do think it's going to have a massive effect on the games, as in not having supporters, because there's no one who can ever say that not having your home support there doesn't give you a benefit. The likes of Dortmund, where they've got their yellow wall, and even Molineux, like I say, for Wolves, we do make the difference when the crowd starts. So for me, it's a little bit kind of empty for football coming back. I think it's a means to an end. As much as it's painful, Liverpool will go on and win the title. I don't think it's tarnished because I think they'd won it before lockdown anyway. But it is a shame that the season couldn't have been finished the right way, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite funny when it starts again. It'll be like playing non-league football with like 35 people watching you, and you can hear the bloke, you can hear that one man just like, get him off. Eat shit, get him off.
But wasn't one team trying to look at doing the old, the crowd, the ambience around the pitch, just having a crowd noise? So even though there's no crowd there, just having a crowd, just noise. How that would work, I have no idea. It sounds like a story.
How did it go, Ronnie?
That's usually what I do in the changing room, just drone out like that.
That's going back to your Taunton days. That's what the crowd sound like there.
Yeah, that was a manager's team talk.
I was speaking to someone the other day, and apparently one of the German games, they were just playing like James Brown. like over the towel while the game's going on. I feel good.
But was it one team who, like, say, charged people €15 to get a figurine of them in the actual crowd as well? I think it was €15 just for your picture. How that took off, I have no idea, but
it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
Yeah.
So what about the safety thing? So do you think it's safe for them to come back? How are you going to feel? Like, say we start playing football in, I don't know, 3 months' time. Do you think it's safe?
I'll be happy to go back and play football, as long as everyone's got hand sanitizer around their waist and that, so I can just quickly have a squirt before the tackling in or whatever. I've got no worries with it. I think it'd be the safety side of things. I'm more than happy to go back and play football.
Come on in, Ben. You look as though you got something to say there. Come on, you think?
No, I was just thinking of Ronnie having a squirt around the waist.
I'm thinking about an RAF Vets man bag to have a little pouch, like a wet wipe in it.
That's not a bad one, is it? That's what I need, a fanny wipe every time to pick myself up.
Ben gone. Ben's frozen.
Is Ben frozen? Is he?
Look at him.
I thought he's just ready. I thought he was just ready to say something.
Look at his happy little face. It's there forever now.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Are you happy to go back playing football, or?
Well, like the football they're coming back to play now, I don't get why any of them think it's unsafe, because they're being tested like every other day. The places are sanitized within an inch of their life. They've got so much money to throw at the safety.
Yeah.
It's safer than any place else. I'm not sure that it's going to be particularly. If we were to come back now, I don't think it would be particularly safe.
No, exactly. Yeah.
But for them, yeah. Hello, Ben. You back? I preferred the smiley picture that was left when it froze.
Sorry, I think Shrivenham lot kicked me out of their internet.
Is that from those speciality sites who we were visiting last night?
Yeah, I think a warning just came up on there saying that I've been charged something.
Just been charged. So, do you think it's safe to come back, mate? Do you think there's any danger for the lads coming back playing?
I think, as you said, the professional side of it. I got tested yesterday. The results come back the next day, basically. I'm still waiting for mine, though. But, yeah, I do think it'll be safe for the professionals. For us, it's your personal thing, isn't it? I think you've got to decide on whether you want to risk passing it on to family members. For me, I'm not fussed if I get it, but the thought of passing it to somebody, it would be concerning. And obviously, some of our vets probably fall into the bracket, the elderly and all that. So we have to be very careful.
Yeah. Most of us are shielding at the moment anyway because of our age. But it will be interesting, kind of, especially for some, as you quite rightly said, like if it's an inter-services game, we may have 50 people there.
There's no May about it. We will have.
We'll have 50 people there, won't we? So
you'll have to meet on a Monday to get changed on a Wednesday.
That sounds like a Craig David song. Right. Okay. Here's a quick fire quiz for you. Okay. So
that's more to leave then.
So talking about the vets, who's best dressed? Ben? No, that's for you to answer the question. You're not best dressed. Ben, who's the best dressed? Unless you got that green string vest on.
Oh. Before my time, thankfully. I'm going to go with Macca, D-Skips.
Oh.
It's normally something tight. It's nice.
Ronnie?
I'll probably have to go for Matty, because like the gaffer, every time he turns up, he's always in a blazer every time for a night out. That's it. It's not sucking up or anything. It's just he wears a blazer.
Don't forget the ball.
Oh, I've got every question answered, Matty. Oh.
apart from this one, Ronnie, who's the biggest tramp?
I was gonna probably have to say Finders. Only because some of his shoe styles, I have no idea where he gets them from.
I love those shoes. They're rascals.
He has got no mirrors in his house at all.
Ben, who's the tramp?
I haven't seen a tramp, so I can't say that anyone is.
That's very diplomatic, now.
So, no.
No.
Yeah. Usually if there isn't one, it's yourself, isn't it? So it's probably me.
Who's your perfect roommate? Who's going to make you a cup of coffee in your Premier Inn? Who's got a cup of coffee waiting for you early morning?
Rudy.
Nice.
I'll have to go for Stu Algar for mine, because he in the Cardiff one, he left the light on for me when I came in at night.
Was he stood at the door dressed like a geography teacher like that? Can't recall this.
Oh, he was lovely. Like tidied all my clothes away and all sorts. He was brilliant.
Who's got Tourette's? Who's the foul mouth?
I'm gonna have to go back with Matty again, because my lad has never picked up so many swear words in his life. I think in that one like managerial speech, there was about 37 swear words of all different varieties, and my lad was giggling his head off around the corner. I had to ask him to leave the room in the end of that, mate. Sorry. This is beyond your ears.
Ben?
I've got to agree with Ronnie on that one and say the gaffer. The Liverpool away fixture this season, yeah, it was quite comical. Some of the shenanigans on the sideline. So, yeah, it's definitely the gaffer.
Who's the most skillful player we got?
I'd say Seds.
Yeah,
different gravy.
I think, yeah, definitely agree. Seds. I think that goal that he scored at St George's Park that time, I think Bonesy got it on the video and he just scissor kicked it in the side of the net. It was fantastic.
Yeah, good play. And who's the animal? Who's the dirtiest player we got? Ronnie?
I'm going to have to go for Wazza. Only because I think was it one of the last games he played? I think he went for a challenge. I'm not sure he got it, but he steamrolled this player. The player passed it and he just went straight through him. Didn't even pick him up afterwards. Went, sorry, mate. And just ran on. But it was, and go through the back of someone to win a header. He's floored everyone out. He's an absolute unit.
I'll tell you a quick story about Wazza, okay? I must have been like 19. I just joined the RAFFA. And I went away, I think it was a strike command tour. We were away somewhere. And you're in like the 10-man rooms, whatever it is. And there was me and this other young lad called Ian Rennox. And we had like one half shandy too many, so we're a little bit brave. And we've gone around putting like boot polish on the bottom of people's feet when they're in bed. So we decided it was a good idea to go around to Waz's bed just to put boot polish on his feet. And he slept with one eye open. And he's seen us. And I've never been so scared in my life. I don't think I turned up for training the following morning just in case he was going to kick my teeth in. He's a top man. And who's the dirtiest player we got?
He is, top man, but absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good lad.
I'd probably say Tomo, to be honest. And not just out of dirty play, it's just the constant barrage of abuse he gives everyone, including teammates as well, like me and my 5-yard passes. So yeah, I'd say Tomo.
Oh, quality. Okay, so this is the one that you've been rehearsing, Ron, because you've been thinking about this all day, obviously. I need you to sum up the vets. There's a big act to follow after Jeff come up with his esprit de corps last week. Did you Google it?
Yeah.
It was spot on, wasn't it? It was spot on. Some of the vets for you in 3 words.
Inspiring, dedicated, and family for me.
Nice. Benjamin, come on.
Just a Ben, thank you, Dave.
It's come up as Benjamin on your little video thing there.
No, it's not even my name. Very Dale. For me, it'd be family, football, and belonging, to be honest, as well. That's the other one. So yeah, those are my 3 ones. Because I can't beat Mr. A's esprit de corps. No chance.
That was fantastic. Just to get let you in on the secret, we're going to steal that and have that as a strap line anyway. So
yeah.
Thank you very much. So finally, presuming that we do get to play soon, what are you looking to achieve personally next season? Ben?
I want to play more. Simple as that. I think that's my aspiration. I want to be involved as much as I physically can. I went to quite a lot of meets this season. We all want more game time, but equally we've got to respect that there's players that are much better than me. Obviously, yourself standing on the sideline now is a bonus, because that's one less I've got to try and do.
You just got to listen to me moaning at you now.
So yeah, so the Falklands, it's ideal for me now to get fit, and say the gaffer does put me in fullback or whatever like that, then I will be able to sort of do the job. So yeah, my goal is just to play more football. The social side of it that's all part of it, and I think we all get on. There's no real douches out there, to be honest. So yeah, I've always felt welcome. So yeah, it's just more of the same really, but playing a bit more football.
Brilliant. Ronnie, you?
I think mine is trying not to have any injuries. Just continuously, I'm still trying to play football. Think I'm 18. I was never quick then. I'm never quick now. But it's just trying to look after my body a little bit more. But I think with Ben, as well, getting a bit more, getting more game time, getting my fitness up, so that these double-header weekends, I'm ready to play one game. I'm ready for the next day whenever needed. So just make myself available as often as I can for selection.
As enjoyable as the double-header weekends are, especially like the night in between, which is fantastic. It's a big toll to ask for anybody, even if you're like in your prime, 25, 26. So to ask 35, 40-year-olds to be doing it plus, it's a big ask to, put in a shift.
It is. I think the thing is I love those weekends. It's like, even if if you play one game and the next day you might only get 10, 15 minutes that will set me up for the next week. I can just carry on with fitness as necessary, know which direction I'm going into, what I need to do next. But there's some games I've played after about 25, 30 minutes, I'm actually blowing out my ass. So what I need, then I go away, need to know what I need to do for the next game.
I think it's good to have the vets. It's not like a turn up, stroll around, jolly up. There is,
no.
If you're not doing it, someone's going to give you a bollocking. So it gives you that incentive, because it's easy to finish your day, right? You've got to go home, you've got to see the wife and kids. There's no incentive to go and do a run or, do a little bit of work. So
I think you can gauge your fitness on just the warm up half the time, because the warm ups I'm actually hanging afterwards. So I'll take those warm ups away.
Just got to skip them, Ronnie.
I need to see the physio. I need to have a rub down, but
he's got some spare time for you this year. Don't worry. Need to book early with him.
That's it, yeah.
Gents, absolutely fantastic. Thanks ever so much for taking some of your time out. Really appreciate it. It was good fun to speak to you both. Ben, hope it passes pretty quickly for you down there. When are you due back?
Yeah, me too. September 17th, I think.
September. So hopefully we'll be up and running. So we'll see you around about October when you get back. Ronnie, same for you, mate. Stay safe. Hope you boys okay. Look after yourselves, and I hope to see you really soon. And we shall share a beer. Thanks ever so much for today.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Love
Cheers.
you.
See you later.
Thanks, boys.